I've been trying to like dig deep and find out how do I explain to people the experience that I'm having here so that they understand and want to come here. And it's so difficult because it's an internal experience that you really cannot explain. You have to experience it. And I keep saying, you guys just trust me, just come. Once you come, you'll get it. Because no one could have told me anything. Like, I've been plant-based for 23 years, and something that I was worried about moving to Ghana is that I was not gonna find any vegan food. But actually, Ghana has a very thriving vegan community, and this is one of my favorite places to get vegan food. Hi, friend! Fried oyster mushrooms are the best thing on the menu here. Yes. I could eat 10 orders of them. Oh, crispy oyster mushrooms. When I walk outside, it's like a confidence that has been broken down in me from living in the US has been restored. My name is Tasha Nicole Johnson.
My name is Tina Howell.
I'm from the US and I'm currently relocating to Ghana.
That's my daughter, my ride or die buddy, friend. We explore together.
Hi, my name's Tasha Nicole Johnson, and this is my temporary apartment in Ghana. Come, let me show you around. So this is the kitchen. It's very spacious. One thing that was really important when finding a place here in Ghana was a place that had natural sunlight and space. So this is the kitchen. Then we have the dining area. This is dining / my office. I work remotely and I have my little setup here with my laptop. We have the living room. It's giving natural vibes, which is what I love. I don't watch TV, so I never turn the TV on. So this is my favorite part of the apartment, the outdoor balcony. So 2 years ago, my mom came to Ghana, which was huge because my mom doesn't travel that much out of the country. And so on a whim, she was like, I'm going to Ghana. And I was like, wait, what? And when she landed in Ghana, my mom and I are very close. She's my best friend. She messaged me and she was like, the peace I'm experiencing here is like no other. And I was like, oh yeah, Ghana, yeah. I want to travel to Ghana, but what she was explaining, I was like, it wasn't clicking for me yet, but I was like, okay, I want to go to Ghana. And then she started buying land and she's like, we're moving here, our family's gonna live here. I'm like, what? Ghana? Okay, I might need to see what Ghana is about. But it took me 2 years to get here. And as soon as I landed, I was like, I get it now. I get what she was talking about. I'm experiencing the peace and tranquility that we would never get to experience back home simply because we're African American.
I took a trip to Ghana. There was a friend of a friend of a friend who was hosting one of the tours. And I was like, oh, I want to go to Ghana. And she's like, okay, the deposit is due tomorrow. So I paid the deposit, planned it out, and I think like 2 weeks later I was in Ghana. And I said when I landed, the energy that I felt when I landed was like nothing else I'd ever experienced. I had this list of things I want to do, I want to feel, I want to experience. And one of them is peace and tranquility along those lines. And when I landed, I felt all of it. And I said, you know what? I'm not going with the tour group. I'm going to travel on my own. So I got a friend of another friend who has friends here. And we rented a car and we went all over Ghana. We went north, east, southwest, and I ended up in Salt Pond. Fell in love, found a piece of property on the beach, purchased it and said, that's where I'm gonna build my retirement home.
Hi, Mom. I love that we have local businesses here. It really gives you a feel for the local culture of Accra. There's always goats and cows and chickens and all sorts of stuff happening outside here. This is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And I have 1 bedroom and my mom has another because she's here visiting right now as well. Like I said, space is really important to me. So I have a nice spacious bedroom, natural calming vibes and energy. This is my sanctuary when I come at night to just relax after exploring the city. Very simple, nothing too elaborate. That's how I like it. This is the bathroom. It's pretty spacious compared to other bathrooms I've seen here. Very simple shower.
For one, I'm an African American and I've never felt fully at home in the United States. Racism is prevalent. I've dealt with it. I lie about my age. I'm a lot older than I say I am. So I've lived a lot and experienced a lot in the US. And being African American is what I am. I'm not just human. I'm not just a person. I am African American. And in the US, that comes with many challenges. And coming to Africa is something I always thought about. This is where my ancestors lived, originated, right? And I always had in my mind, you know what? Why don't you take a trip at some point so you can visit? And that's what I did. And I've set myself up in life where I've made the hard decisions, where I saved money, I invested, I built a business, I've been supportive of my children, and now I've created a foundation where I can make a move. And where would I go other than Africa? This is where I am from. This is where my ancestors are. I honestly can feel the energy here and I love it. I feel protected. I feel embraced. I'm not saying I think it's perfect. So I know people are probably like, oh, no, I am not looking for perfection. For me, the energy is what works most. And for the businesswoman, it's the opportunity to be wealthy, to help others understand the opportunity here for business and wealth. If you're willing to work hard and contribute to what's going on as you work on benefiting yourself.
When I landed in Ghana, the first thing I noticed was the feeling. It's like I landed here and a feeling of peace just took over my whole beingness. Something I didn't even know I was looking to experience. It's like I got off the plane and I looked around and I was like, whoa, what is happening? Like, this is what I've been searching for a long time. And it just took over me. So I do travel a lot. I've been to not that many countries, but maybe over 10 or something. And the feeling I felt in coming to Ghana, it wasn't like, oh, I'm on vacation and it feels good and I'm escaping my normal life. It was like, Ghana is home. You hear that phrase a lot, Ghana is home. That's what it felt like. And it's like my soul literally felt like it was returning home. And it really highlighted that the experience as an African American I've been having in the US is not home, not welcome there. That's not where my soul is meant to be. That's not where peace is. Like, the energy just there is chaotic, and here it's like I'm welcome. I get to look around and there's people like me. I get to look around and people are not just focused on capitalism and like the hustle and what can we get from each other. It's like everyone's just living life and welcoming each other and being kind, and yeah, it's just peace. And you know, I went to South Africa before I came here, and unlike Ghana, I went to South Africa with the idea that I might live there. I was like, I'm gonna go here for a few months and see how it is. The racism was so strong there, I was like, I might as well be in America. There's no point in me being here. It's a beautiful country. I loved it, the people are great, but you feel the racism in the air, and it's just not what I wanted to experience. And for me, I don't feel that here in Ghana. So I started here in Dirty December, so I spent a lot. It's like during Dirty December, everything is like 3 times or 5 times the normal price. So it felt, remember though, I live in LA, so I'm used to like a higher cost of living, and it felt very comparable. I was like, I thought it would be cheaper here, especially because the CD is not as strong as the US dollar, although it is getting stronger. I was like, I'm basically living in LA with the prices here. Like a matcha was like $8, a meal was a little less, like 20 bucks or so. I didn't look. I haven't looked. I don't want to look. I would say the main thing I spent money on was food, because my housing was covered because I came here for work. And then when I did switch to my own housing, I think I spent about $1,500 on housing. Yeah, and then food, Ubers are the cheapest thing here. It's like 2 to 5 USD per Uber ride. I don't have these numbers in my head, but like say I have a car in LA, a gallon of gas is like between 5 and 6 USD per gallon. So every time I fill my car up, it's around $80 to fill it up. Here, I don't have a car. I just use Uber. I think for me, being a Black woman, an African-American woman in the US, it's been a very complex experience, because it's like everywhere you go, every time I step outside of my house, I'm reminded of that. And internally, I know I'm a Black woman, but to constantly have people point it out to you like it's a problem or like it's a flaw rather than a gift has been challenging. And like I said before, it's over my lifetime broken down my confidence in my self-identity. And coming here to Ghana, it's like I'm not experiencing that. And all that has been broken down is now being built back up as a Black woman, knowing that it's a gift. It's beautiful to be Black. It's not a flaw. It's not a problem. It's not something I should be ashamed of or I should hide. It's to be celebrated. Like women, a woman especially, like the whole world is birthed from us. And that's a gift. It's nothing to be ashamed of, so.
I'm not a US basher. I am very successful in the United States. I've been afforded a tremendous amount of opportunity. I've had doors open for me to where I can be successful. I could provide well for my children. The United States is a great country. As a woman in the United States, because of the mixed cultures that the United States evolved from, as a woman, as an African American, I feel like from my perspective that I'm low on the totem pole. Like you've got white American, European males first, and then you've got just a whole lot of levels of different ethnicities, backgrounds, whatever, economics, and African American women fall down low on the list of people who are important, who matter, and you have to work 50 times harder, and you have to work through and beyond what Tasha mentioned. Your self-esteem and confidence has to be way up there, because you can't keep any of that on your mind. You just have to see yourself as a being. Like I said earlier, I'm a human. It doesn't matter how everyone else classifies me. And so I'm a human, I'm a being, I'm in America. And if I got to work 50 times harder than the next person because I'm a woman, because of the color of my skin, it is what it is. I'm going to make it happen. And so again, that comes from within and rising above whatever thoughts, energy is around at the time.
Here at Web Nation family, for years we've been sharing stories of diasporans who have relocated from the diaspora and currently living here on the continent of Africa. You guys have been enjoying the episode, saying in the comment section that you want this to be you one day. Why don't we just bring that time to now? we are inviting you to come on a trip with us to South Africa, November 2026. This is going to be an 11-day experience of we visiting cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg. We having experiences like going to the wine lands and actually experiencing South Africa, the people, the food. This is not just a vacation. This is a very well detailed experience that gives you the proper insight on people interested in relocating. The beautiful part about this is we've made it easy for you to come on this trip with us. By you just making the deposit, you get to pay the rest in installment and get yourself on a trip with us to South Africa. Scan the QR code, secure your spot, and see you in South Africa. Now guys, let's get back into the video.
Friends and family probably think I'm crazy. I didn't get anyone who said, oh, great, Tina, great idea, but it's my personality anyway. I'm a risk taker, and I'm not gonna be one of the people who sits around in the US and complains about politics and complains about the water and the food and the economy. And I feel like I have an opportunity here to contribute to positive growth in all of those areas. So I was excited. I really was not concerned about friends and family because I'm supportive of them, I encourage them, I help them, and I can do all of that from Ghana.
I had a lot of ideas. Like, I heard a lot about Dirty December and I was like, oh my God, it's like party city. And then just what we're taught about Africa back in the States. It's like, is it gonna just be villages? Is it like, do they have high rises in kind of a more modern society? And so I came here like, not really sure what I was going to experience, just, I was open. Something that has really surprised me about the people is how soft-spoken everyone is. Like, you have to really like lean in and listen to people, like to hear them. Everyone's just, they have this overall level of respect and way of speaking that's very gentle until like you're in traffic. That's a whole nother thing. When you're in the car, all that goes out the window. But yeah, I was expecting the culture to be a little like bolder and more aggressive, and everyone's really just calm and respectful. Something that surprised me about the culture, especially in Accra, was how diverse it is. You can literally live whatever life you want to here. You can wake up, go get your coconut water, go get your fufu for $2 and like live a very like simple life. Or you can go to a fancy restaurant, go to a beach club, have a $9 matcha, and like live a higher end life. I feel there's so much happening here that whatever life you want to live, you can create it. So I'm actually in a period of transition. I'm a multi-hyphenated entrepreneur and creative. And last year I closed my business. I had a candle company for 13 years and I reached a point of burnout and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't sell one more candle. And so last July, I closed the business and I said, I don't want to hop into my next like personal project until I give myself some space to just live. And so this season of my life is part of that living. And in that, to help support myself financially, I do freelance work. So I work as a marketing director and operations support for small businesses, and I'm a creative, so I just take on random creative projects that come up here and there, and I enjoy creating content. I do what I do on Instagram because I just like to share. I like to share my experience. I feel that social media is another one of those tools we've been given in life that we can do whatever we want with it. And for me, it's a tool that allows me to share my values with the world. If you go on my social media, you'll see I share about being plant-based. I've been plant-based for 23 years now. I talk about sustainable living, my garden, growing vegetables, being kind to people, how important love is in your experience. And it's really a way that I get to express some of my inner thoughts with the world. And it gives me a way to share like my experience with people. I definitely feel more comfortable and free outside of the US because the income that I'm making now can comfortably support me here. So I work remotely, so I'm still making my income in USD. And so when I convert it to CDs, it gives me a very comfortable cushion to live the life I want here. And the mindset here is there's a lot of opportunity and growth happening in Ghana, but it's still not like this, oh, you need to kill yourself to make money here. Like back home, every second is like, how can you make money? What's the next opportunity? This, that. Here it's like I can just take my income and enjoy my income and enjoy life and not worry about like, oh, I need this next fancy car or next fancy bag. That just doesn't, for me, my experience so far, that doesn't exist here. Or it's not as intense here. When I got here, it was just for work. I really came here for work as part of the retreat to bring a group of women here to experience Ghana. And I ended up staying a month and I was supposed to be here for 8 days. And my thoughts right now is I never want to leave. I wish my work was here. I wish my family was here so I never had to leave. But I do have commitments back in the States, so I'll be back and forth. But Ghana is home for me. Like, this is where I'll spend the rest of my life. It's reminded me like what's important in life. It's not just about the hustle and making money. It's about community and enjoying living. One thing that really stuck out to me when I was here for the month was that my body felt different. Like, I don't know if you know, but like in the US, they're just pumping us in our food and everything with chemicals. Spending a month here, all my inflammation in my body went away. I lost weight, I was energized, and I was like, my body's been deteriorating over there. And here I feel alive, I feel loved, I feel confident, like all these things that I haven't felt in so long. So it feels like there's a new life that I'm able to experience here. I think the biggest one for me is a huge part of my life, and one of my core values is community. And I've spent 18 years in Los Angeles building community, like relationships with people, family, my friends who've become family, and just, I really had a comfortable life there in regards to like my people and what I do on a daily basis. And I basically plucked myself out of that and started life over here. And so it was kind of like put me in like a state of feeling like a bit shaky because I have to build all new relationships, all new everything really, when I was really in a good flow. So I think the sacrifices, I sacrificed stability a bit and my comfort because I'm very much out of my comfort zone here with just having to learn everything new, a new language, a new way of living, how to interact with people. You know, Americans, we're very like direct and loud and in your face, and that's just the opposite of the culture here. And so sacrificing comfort really to get a new type of comfort that I feel is more grounded and a real sense of comfort instead of like this comfort that I've created that was not maybe truly an internal like grounded place. Oh, 100%. I 1000% feel welcomed in Ghana. It's like everywhere I go, it feels like I've known everyone for a long time because people are really kind here and welcoming. And it was actually a bit jarring for me, my first interactions here, because my natural mindset that I've been like conditioned to have is like everyone wants something from you. So it's like, why are you being so nice to me? What do you want? Like, what are you looking for? And I've had to learn that some people want something, but most people just want to be kind. They want to be nice. They want to help you, make sure you're comfortable, and they don't need anything in return. Because everything here is still growing, I have the opportunity to get into things like from the ground floor. Like there's a lot of opportunity for agriculture here, which is one of my main focuses. Like I grow food and I'm really into like organic living, eco-friendly living. all of that, like people have an interest here, but it's still like growing. And so anything agriculture, like farming, growing livestock or raising livestock, so much opportunity in that area. Housing, there's a big housing, from what I've been told, there's a big housing deficit here for like the natives or the locals. And so figuring out how to help solve that issue, because there's so many high rises going up, there's so many foreigners moving here, but what about the people who already live here? Like they're being displaced, and so there's opportunity there to support that shift so it's more balanced. There's a lot of those are like the two that have stuck out to me, but there's so much. I would say Ghana has allowed me the space to be able to find myself. So have I found myself fully? No, but am I in an environment that supports me being able to find myself without feeling like I'm constantly fighting? It creates that, or it's given me that. So when I step outside each day, I'm not worried about having to fight with the world or what challenges I'm going to face being a single Black woman. When I step out here, it's like, oh, I'm free. I get to explore. I feel safe. There's a sense of safety that comes with me being here that I didn't experience in the States, that allows me to focus. It gives me the brain space to focus on other things. So now I can focus on who I am, getting back to my roots, finding what my next career step is going to be, because I'm coming from a grounded place of safety instead of like, oh, I gotta fight. Now let me try to find myself. The driving here. Like every time I get in a car, I feel like my life might end. And I was not ready for that. Like, I am gonna learn to drive here, but I'm very, very nervous and scared. Like, honking here means a whole different thing. Like, you get in the car and there's no rules. Everyone's just going and doing and moving, and the cars are an inch away from each other. And I'm like, how is this safe? Like, we're all gonna be in the hospital. It's very, very nerve-wracking. So if you already have anxiety, like getting in a car here, it's just gonna heighten it. It feels very dangerous, and I don't know how everyone is just living in this chaos, but it's so chaotic. Another big shock for me has been navigating the government system here, actually. I recently applied for my residency, and once again, the rules are just not the rules. And the way things are organized here, it's really about respect, kindness, who you know, and the rules are extremely flexible. And so realizing that everything's not gonna go according to what a paper might say, or you might have to you go somewhere and it says you're gonna wait 30 minutes, you might be waiting 3 days instead. And just having a lot of patience. Like, coming from America, like, we're used to moving very fast. Everything's fast. You meet someone, you jump into asking what you want, you expect them to give it to you really fast, and you're moving quickly. Here, it's really about having patience, because it could take however long it needs to take. And I find myself a lot just having to take a deep breath, sit, be in the moment, and just let things play out how they need to play out. And knowing that eventually we'll get to the destination of whatever I need, but it takes a lot of patience. Anyone who wants to continue to live a super American materialistic life, like, you do have to kind of let go of your American mindset and some of your comforts to be able to integrate into the culture here comfortably. So especially I know for women, we have our beauty routines and all of those things that you love. You're not gonna get that here. Like, you go into a store, let's say you're used to having 30 face wash options. You're probably gonna have 3 face wash options here. So someone who is not okay with living a simpler life, you're not going to do well here. The biggest piece of advice I would give is to make sure you come here with a huge savings or stable income already established, because from my experience, there's not a lot of like job opportunities for foreigners yet. And so it's good to have a cushion here. So you get here, you get established, you make your connections, and then decide what your work is here. Because there are a lot of like entrepreneurial opportunities, but you need to have the capital to be able to like insert yourself into the opportunity. So definitely, I would not recommend coming here with $2 to your name. I would recommend having a cushion so you can give yourself time to get settled and really get to know the culture and the people and the environment.
I would say, from Tina's perspective, if you're not a risk taker and you're complaining, if you're drowning in your sorrows and your life, this is an opportunity to look at maybe taking one of the biggest risks of your life, if you can, in considering doing something different. A lot of people are miserable. A lot of people are not happy. It takes taking a risk to do something different. It takes courage. I can't tell you where to get the courage from. Mine comes from self-development and indulging in practices where I develop myself economically in terms of knowledge from business and spiritually. But anyone who says, I would like to try it, make it happen. Like Nike says, just do it. Most people will say, oh, that's unrealistic. It's unrealistic because you believe it's unrealistic. Once you believe that you can do something, everything opens up for you one way or another, and you can. And so I'd say start planning. Go for it. It could happen in a year, 10 years, 5 years, 2 days, if you believe. Yeah, stop complaining and start making stuff happen.
So in the next 5 years, I definitely want Ghana to be my primary home. Accra, I want to buy property here in the city. My family has property in Salt Pond now that we'll be building on, but I want to be based in the city. I like to be married, maybe have 1 or 2 children by then, and really have found like my niche here. I want to start a business, but I'm allowing myself space and time to figure out what that'll look like, because Ghana's growing really fast and there are a lot of opportunities. But I want to give myself time to figure out like how I can use my skills and my creativity to contribute to the culture here and not just try to suck it dry like typical Americans do.
In 5 years, I see myself on the beach in Salt Pond in my beautiful oceanfront home, sipping on pineapple juice, mango juice, whatever it is, reflecting on my life, spending time with my neighbors, traveling all across the continent. I would love to visit many of the African countries and hopefully see the unification of some, if not all of those countries over time, and being able to have friends and family who decide to stay wherever they are to come visit and enjoy my property and the life I built here.
I would say hurry up and get here. My North Star in my life is searching for freedom. I want to feel free when I wake up every day, when I'm navigating through the world. And if I would have known that freedom was here 10 or 20 years ago, I would have been here then. So get here as fast as you can, as fast as I can, as soon as I can. That's what I would have told myself. Just go. Don't think about anything, just go. Go to Ghana and see.
My final message is there's a lot going on in the world, and no matter where we are as beings, peace, joy, and happiness comes from within. So we can move to Ghana, we can move anywhere in the world. If we're miserable on the inside, we're miserable no matter where we are. If where you live is important to you and you feel a connection to the continent, you have any kind of desire to explore, my message would be find a way to try it, go for it, and experience yourself. For me, it's changing my life. I'm here in Ghana, and the stress and pressure that I feel in the US is not here. It's working for me. It may not work for everyone, but you won't know unless you try it. The other thing that people don't think about is a lot of people don't just up and leave friends and family. You can visit the United States. You can spend time in Ghana. You can be a resident. There's a variety of ways to do it. I have a very lucrative business, and what's important to me in the US in my business is helping others. I have over 400 employees. I want to continue to support them. So it may be for me that I'm in Ghana and I'm in the United States and I spend time in both. What's important is that I establish strong leadership in my companies so that when I'm not there day to day, which any business owner should learn how to do, that my business can thrive. So I'd love to be able to enjoy being here, living here, and also taking advantage of the opportunities that everyone talks about in the US economically and make it a dual thing for me.